welcome everyone, and welcome to our podcast episode, Mind Your Money, Building a Future Through Financial and Entrepreneurial Literacy. So, guys, let me ask you something. How long does your allowance last? Mine, 2 days if I avoid milk tea. But once I give in, goodbye budget.
Same. I always say this. This week I'll save, but then boom, Shopee sale.
So exactly, and it made us realize why is it important to manage money and why don't we really learn this in school?
Which is why today we're talking about something all of us need: financial and entrepreneurial literacy. Yep. This isn't just about math or business terms. This is about real life, real money, real decisions.
We'll keep it simple, useful, and maybe even a little fun. We'll talk about how you take control of your money. So let's break it down, share real experiences, and even hear from some people in our community.
So grab your snacks and get comfy. Let's dive in. So first, let's define these two important literacies. For your partner, how would you describe financial literacy?
So, for me, partner, financial literacy is the understanding how money works and knowing how to budget, save and spend wisely, and even invest. So, it's like being the driver of your money, not the passenger.
That's a good point.
So, how about you, partner? Let me ask you, have you ever made a budget for your weekly allowance?
Actually, yes, I divided up. 60% for daily spending, 30% for savings, and 10% for fun. It's not perfect, but it helps.
So relatable. Now, let's talk about entrepreneurial literacy. It's knowing how a business works from spotting a need, building a product, and to manage risk.
Okay, so have you ever tried running a small business, partner?
Yes, I used to sell baked goods online during pandemic. It really taught me a lot, like how pricing, customer service, and marketing matter so much.
Yeah, that's right. It's not just about profit, but it's also about planning and problem solving.
So that covers the basics. But how are we doing as a country when it comes to financial literacy?
So let's pass it on to our partners Shikaina and Maria to explore the current situation here in the Philippines. Now that we've learned the basics, let's take a closer look at what financial literacy looks like here in the Philippines.
According to a study by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, only 25% of Filipino adults are considered financially literate. That means a lot of people struggle with managing their money effectively.
And let's be honest, even we, as students, sometimes don't really manage our money that well.
Tama! How often do we say, wala na akong pera, after a few days of receiving our allowance?
Or we spend without thinking on foods, games, online sales, then regret later.
And part of the problem is that financial literacy aren't really taught in school. We learn math, but not how to save or avoid debt.
That's why a lot of Filipinos fall into habits like impulsive buying, living paycheck to paycheck, or not having any savings at all.
But here's the good news. Financial literacy can be learned, and you don't need to be rich or in college to start.
Yeah. The earlier we build smart money habits, the better our future will be. Not just for us, but for our families and communities too.
Now let's shift to entrepreneurial literacy. Shiki, how do you think this helps in solving real-world problems?
Good question. It helps people create jobs not just for themselves but for others too. Like the student I know, who started customizing phone cases. He now earns enough to pay for school.
I love that. You don't need a big capital or business degree, just creativity and commitment.
Exactly. Even small businesses like ukay-ukay, online food sales, or even art commissions. Those are entrepreneurial ventures. Can you think of any youth-led businesses that inspired you?
There is one I follow on TikTok. They made eco bricks from plastic waste, innovation plus sustainability. But where do we even start?
So let's go back to Eli and Cindy for some practical, easy to follow tips.
Alright, now for the part that you've been waiting for. How can student like you get started?
So here are 3 simple tips to become more financially smart. Tip 1. Budget wisely. Even if you only get 100 pesos a week, track it. Use notebooks or apps like Monify or Wallet.
So tip number 2, save first, spend later. A lot of us do the opposite. Try saving even just the 10 pesos a day.
And tip number 3, avoid impulse buying. If it's not urgent, wait 24 hours before buying. And bonus tip, watch content creators or listen to youth-friendly finance podcasts to learn more in a fun way.
Let's throw in a challenge. This week, track all your spending. You'll be surprised where your money goes.
Start. Okay, we just gave you guys tips on how to handle money better. But what about the mistakes? Yung mga patok moments natin na sana we knew better.
Yup, time to be real. Let's talk about the money mistakes most students make. Because let's be honest, we've been there more than once.
Let's start with the classic. Impulse buying. You ever bought something online just because it had 50 pesos off today only?
Yes, I ordered once mechanical keyboard. Akala ko budget gaming gear. Nung dumating, pang elementary, hindi mechanical, plastic lang.
I bought a Bluetooth speaker, 179 pesos lang, free shipping. Sorry. Guess what? It only worked when it was plugged in.
Lessons? You don't need it, don't click. Add to cart at 2 a.m.
Next mistake, not having a budget, or worse, not tracking expenses.
True, I used to think 100 pesos is enough for the day. Then I buy 1 hot dog, 1 load, and 1 C2. Then suddenly, I am broke by lunch.
Try this. Write down every peso you spend for a week. You'll be shocked where it actually goes.
Here's another one. Borrowing from a friend all the time.
Pahiram 20 pesos muna, I'll pay you next week. And the next week, bro, pahiram ulit.
We're not saying wag manghiram, but if you do, make sure to keep track and pay back.
Let's talk about peer pressure. Sometimes we spend just to keep up. Your friend buys a new bag, suddenly you're chicken shopping too.
Or your bakada eats out, even if you have baon, you still join just so you're not the puripot one.
Newsflash, being smart with money doesn't make you correct. It makes you goal-oriented.
Here's a big one. No savings at all. As in, live for today, problem later.
I used to spend my entire allowance on snacks, makeup, and random stops until one time I needed money for a school project and voila, I had to borrow from my kuya. That was my wake.
Even saving 10 pesos or 20 pesos every week adds up. The trick is to do it consistently, not just when may sobra.
The point is we are all learning. Nobody's perfect when it comes to money. But if we stay aware and improve little, we're already winning.
That's the goal. Learn from the wrong turns and take smarter steps next time.
So if you're guilty of one or all of these mistakes, it's okay.
What matters is you're becoming aware. That's the first step of being the money wise.
We're not aiming to be perfect, just smarter than yesterday.
So the next time you're about to check out that item in your cart,
Ask yourself, need ko ba talaga to or napindot ko lang?
we got this, future millionaire.
But hey, Maria, what are the lessons you wish you knew earlier?
Oh, now that's a good one. If I could talk to my younger self, like 13-year-old me, I say, just because you have money doesn't mean you have to spend it.
I feel that. My mindset before was, may pera ako, so I deserve this treat. Next thing you know, wala nang pamasahe.
Same. And I'd always justify it with, reward ko to sa sarili ko. Kahit wala akong na-achieve.
You know what really surprised me? Yung 20 to 30 pesos na snacks every day, that adds up to more than 600 pesos a month. That's almost a new shirt or a mini investment.
Oo nga, sometimes we don't realize na tingi-tingi spending becomes one good money.
So now, instead of buying an impulse, I pause. I ask, do I really need this, or am I just bored or stressed?
Another thing I wish I knew, that saving is not being kuripot. It's called being wise.
True. People used to say, tipid ka masyado, but now I see it differently. It's being future-focused. Being prepared, not deprived.
And also, I wish someone taught us that there are apps and methods out there to help us track and plan, even if we're just students.
Like Monify, or Good Budget, or even just using Google Sheets or a notebook. It doesn't have to be fancy.
How about you guys? What's one money lesson you wish you learned earlier?
Let us know in the comments or share it with your friends. So talking about money isn't taboo. It's a life skill.
At the end of the day, it's not about how much money you have, it's about how you handle it.
Exactly. Whether you get 50 pesos or 500 pesos a week, that habit you build now will affect your future.
So start small, reflect, and don't be afraid to ask questions or learn from mistakes.
You go. So let's switch up a bit. Ildren, here's a fun question. If someone gave you 10,000 pesos right now, no strings attached, what would you do?
Okay, I'd save 3,000 pesos, spend 2,000 pesos to upgrade my small sneaker and cleaning gig, and maybe invest the rest in some basic stocks and for crypto, you know.
Me, I'd save 4,000 pesos. Use 1,000 pesos for a new makeup. Tapos 3,000 pesos pang small food resale businesses like chips or siomai, and 2,000 pesos pang Jollibee yan, syempre.
Self-reward is part of the process, but seriously, that kind of mindset, planning ahead is key.
Right. And even if you don't have 10,000 pesos now, this kind of thinking helps train you for when you do have it.
So now it's your turn, mga viewers. What would you do with 10,000 pesos? Save it, invest it, start something?
Drop it in the comments or talk about it with your friends. Challenge each other. If I had 10,000 pesos, then
It's not about the amount. Even 100 pesos handled well can grow.
Exactly. So think long term. Don't just dream. Dream with a plan.
And hey, someday it might just be 10,000 pesos. It could be 100,000 pesos. So let's build that mindset now.
So today, we learned that financial literacy helps you manage what you have.
And entrepreneurial literacy helps you create more from what you have.
These two go hand in hand at building a better future, not just for ourselves, but for our families and communities too.
So here's our challenge for you. Start small, think smart, and act now. Be money wise and opportunity ready. Let's build our future, one smart peso at a time.